So without any further delay, let's kind of dive right into the session this evening and what we're going to talk about. Buying a home is a complicated process. In today's market, there are about 43 people from 13 different industries who put their hands in the pot of a real estate transaction. And every one of them has their own agenda. Each one of them needs to be paid for their services. And knowing what to look for and look out for is really key in helping you kind of save both time and money on your real estate transaction. And so as we dive into the 5 mistakes this evening, we thought we'd start the conversation, talk a little bit about the real estate market. What you're seeing here on your screen is actually an overview of the process. And Brian, you want to kind of share a little bit about this overall process?
Yeah, Brett, I'd love to share about this. I invented this flow chart because I found early in my career that most of my clients were engineers and they loved flow charts. So I came up with this flow chart to really speak to the engineer about the entire process. And any good engineer knows that if you skip a step, usually you have a result that doesn't amount to what you want. So I've put this thing together in a several step format. And this is a brief overview, but certainly we believe that preparation is a key aspect of doing the home purchase correctly. And so here's a quick overview of the whole process. Fire away. 5 mistakes home buyers make. So we want to really point out some differentiators that you want to think about if you're going to be buying a house. And many of these will save you a lot more than $10,000, but we just kind of came up with $10,000 to get your attention. So the first one, mistake number 1, is not having a realistic time horizon. Every single house I've ever sold to a buyer, I've told the buyer, if you're not being able to see yourself in this property that you're about to buy for 5 years, then my opinion is you should continue renting. The people that buy a house and sell it in a quick time frame, quicker than a 5-year period of time, and make money are, in my opinion, just getting lucky. The fact of the matter is, if you're going to be a home buyer, you need to have a 5-year time horizon and plan to stay 5 years. Yes, and this is especially true in Silicon Valley. So the number 1 mistake people have is, I'm going to buy a house and I'm going to flip it and make money quickly. It happens on TV, but it doesn't happen too much in real life.
Yeah, and this is kind of, these sentiments have been echoed recently. This is a quote from Mark Zandi from Moody's Economy on NPR recently. He says, arithmetic such, if you plan to live in your home for 5 or more years, then you should really consider buying a single-family home in most parts of the country at this point in time. And for all the reasons that we talked about just in the last few minutes, just prices are down and rates are low.
So if you buy a house and you have a 5-year horizon and we have just 2% appreciation, which in Silicon Valley, I believe the average appreciation rate over the last 40 years is 4% minimum per year. But if you just have 2% over a 5-year time frame, you're pretty much guaranteed to not lose any money even after closing costs in the sale. So this is why that 5-year horizon is critical.